Having said that, if you can't get through to the internet, well, not to worry. Use the USSD code *347 *880 *6#. Again, *347 *880 *6#. Having said that, people's perception of our choice partners is the conversation. Love. Who can really understand it? They keep saying things like, you don't tell your heart who to fall in love with. Sometimes it baffles you that, you are madly in love with this person. The person no one would want to approach. The person no one would want to be in a relationship with. The person that, for some reason, you cannot even openly declare as your partner. Because when you look at you and you look at that person, it's like words and opposites. Short, tall. Black, white. Beautiful. Handsome. Rich. Very old, very young. And the list goes on and on. Have you seen people's opinion on some couples out there on social media lately? Sometimes when I see their comments, I am forced to go to the profile of the person that wrote that comment because I want to understand who raised you. How you were never thought that there are some thoughts you have that you just swallow. You don't voice it. You just think it in your head and it remains in your head. But now they say people are being brave and audacious. It's the audacity for me because, you see two people and the first thing you do is make mockery of their union and the person that they are involved with. It will bring tears to your eyes. The things people have to say about your choice of a partner. And sometimes when you see those comments, does it help with how you reflect on your choice? It didn't start today, mind you. It did not. Remember, once upon a time, we had a Bianca and Ojukwu situation. That union, a lot of people had a lot of things to say about it. Like, why in the world's name is a beautiful damsel, beautiful, gorgeous, drop dead, breathtaking. What is she doing with Ojukwu, who is old enough? You see the way I emphasize the old enough to be her father. What could she possibly want with that man? It's not love. What nonsense love is that? She probably is looking out for something. Maybe because he has money. You understand? So she knows he will die very soon. And then she will now inherit all the money. Because it can't be love. And now, we are seeing more Ojukwu and Bianca situation. Remember Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko? See fine Regina. What is she doing with Senator Ned? It's because of money, ja. Which love? Which yeah love? How Regina go love this kind of person? I even sure he loves her too. He has the money. She's a pretty thing, He just needs some little play thing like that. Have you seen his other wives? She's not the only fine one, no. There are others. Why would she even settle for is she his sixth wife or seventh wife now? What position? Who knows? Those of you that are following the story, you made me know that story. Trust me. There are some things I wish I didn't know, but then I'm in the media and I just know them. The term, na contract marriage, Joe. We cannot be love. It's contract. You're in contract. Look at him. Look at him. Look at his face. Does he look like someone in love? Look at her. Look at her. Does he look like someone that is in love? I beg you. She doesn't even look happy. How can they be happy? Look at the face of the... He probably married her for papers. Or she probably married him for papers. Like the one that I saw, I think sometime this year. A very young dark man marrying a very old white woman. I don't even think she was white. There are white people and there are... What do we call them now? Somebody help me. But she was American citizen, yeah? And he was so happy. From the videos I watched, this guy was clearly happy. Dancing with his wife. They were happy. Kissing themselves. He even sang for her and she sang for him. And come and see the comment section. Oh boy, waiting they do you. And then someone say, trust the guy. Not just for papers. Pass papers. If not, how can he be in love with this old woman? But then he says he's in love. He by himself posted the videos that they used to drag him. He was only excited that he was... if every other person is getting married and posting pictures of their wives and videos of their wedding, why would it be any different? He chose her. For whatever reason. And it could have been love. But we may never know. Because we have already patterned ourselves and our minds to consider any relationship between two opposites as not genuine. The idea that love or marriage between opposites isn't real often stems from a misunderstanding of what truly constitutes opposite in a relationship and a societal preference for similarity. Rich should marry the rich. Beautiful man should marry beautiful woman. Physically challenged man, go to physically challenged. Well-to-do man, go to well-to-do. Young man, young woman. That's how we have been. That's the norm. While the adage opposites attract is popular, particularly in fiction, research actually suggests that long-term successful relationships often have more similarities than differences, especially in core values, goals, and backgrounds. People may be initially drawn to someone different because it's exciting, it's new, or because the other person embodies qualities they lack. However, over time, significant differences in fundamental areas can lead to friction. Now, let's look at some of these opposites. A disabled or physically challenged partner and one who is not. An older partner and a much younger one, male or female. A very rich partner and a very poor partner. A very beautiful or handsome partner and the opposite. A blind partner and the partner who can see. A partner who is a dwarf and the one who is normal. The list goes on and on. How did they even take kiss this person safe? Huh? Is this the face you want to be waking up to every morning? Mama, nah, my choice. This person had no correct, oh. You still want to end up, nah, my choice. Why are we in the habit of doubting any love or union between two opposites? Is it impossible to be happy for them? Over time, does people's perception of your choice partner affect your decision to remain with them? If you keep hearing questions like, guy, are you sure you're happy? Guy, blink twice if you're okay. Babe, are you sure this guy, what could have made you, would it over time make you want to, I can't do this anymore? Or would it solidify that which you both have found. Let's talk. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0002. We also have 0817-923-0003. Again, 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416. Again, 0809-030-6416. On X at Nigeria Info PH. And Facebook page is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. The typical meaning of the proverb, did you consider these two? Oh, yes. I think as far back as 2015 or so, it was Adams Oshomole. And that is a very beautiful Afghan bride. A lot, we always have something to say. That was the example someone sent to me. Whew. No, absolutely not. I do not acknowledge, honor, or get influenced by the opinions of people who are not where I want to be. Like I used to have this friend of me who tried to give me her insecurities. This chick literally tried to become me. She went to my then stylist to demand exact replicas of everything I got, from clothes to fashion accessories in the same style, colors, and material. She went to the place I used to get my hair care and skincare stuff and asked for the exact same product I used. As in, she actually used my name. Even when they asked her about her beauty concerns, goals, and budget, her only answer was that she wanted what I got. She started hunting for the spa I go to and the exact treatments I get. Yet, she constantly told me how I needed to use filters on my pictures on social media to look more attractive. I don't, because I'm happy with the way I look. How my husband, whom she assumed is as best as a fiancé, how my husband, whom she assumed is at best a fiancé, who couldn't afford to give me a ring, would never marry me because he's not good enough, and how her own husband really loves her because he bakes for her. Meanwhile, her so-called husband has no job. She works multiple agency shifts and uses credit cards to pay for everything in their lives, including a huge wedding party to impress gullible people on social media. My husband owns or has stayed.
The show continues after this break on Nigeria Info. Welcome back to the show. This is Nigeria Info.
My own husband has stakes in multiple successful legitimate businesses. I have never wanted an engagement ring because I don't believe in them, so my husband didn't give me one. Also, where I come from, we don't marry for food. So even if I wasn't already married to my husband by the time she started running her mouth, there's no way I'll dump him over her opinions. Interesting take. Nigeria Info, good afternoon. Please do well to call back. The network is acting up. Good afternoon to you, Denise. Choosing your choice of partner, one choosing one's choice of partner, the partner choosing may have some criteria. It might depend on behavioral compatibility. That partner must either possess certain qualities like being sanguine or choleric in nature. Also, go further, intellectual or physical feature like ugly or handsome for women, beautiful. That depends on the choice of the choosing. Partner, no choice of partner can refer to life partner. Oh dear. Someone with whom one has a serious committed relationship. It signifies but not necessarily legally married, but indulge in a mutual affection. Same share goals, desire for long-term. Harry. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. I don't know what's happening to my phone lines. I keep getting dropped call scenarios, but I believe that we will definitely figure things out and find a way around it regardless. Let's see. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Once again, I'm Menas Otoye calling from Africa.
Minas Otoye, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. For me, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And when coming to choosing your choice of partner, for me, people will talk. You cannot stop people from talking. And at times when they talk, that means you are important, according to the musical legend. And for me, it's born out of, jealousy, envy, at times, out of jealousy, envy, people will talk all bad matches, say all manner of things. But for me, what is important there, I'm choosing somebody I like. What is important is mutual understanding. The love is there. And not only the love is there, mutual understanding. I must do a background check to, to ascertain the truth of what the people are saying, if it's true or it's lie. I will not just sweep it under the carpet. But if you have come to decide, look, no, I want to settle down with this person, you forget about what people will say, or just do a background check.
All right, forget about people who say and just do a background check. So at no point will someone say, why you go marry this kind of person? Or why are you even dating this kind of person? At no point will such statements get to you. No, think about it. I know someone so close to home. When this person chose to marry, there was no social media. But it didn't stop people from talking. On social media, you get to meet people that you do not know. Everyone definitely has an opinion. The blogs not even help matters. They will not carry that your picture or video you have posted. And then they will not go and put it on their blog to generate traffic. And a lot of people will comment. Back then, it never used to be like that. The person clearly asked, why your papa go marry this kind of woman wey look old like this? See young person. When the person made that statement, I was like, people have mind though. Can you say this thing in presence of this man? Like, I was just passing and I overheard. But I knew the man and I knew the woman. They were talking to the man's daughter. I'm like, can you say this in presence of either the man or the woman? So for you, physically, she was not appealing to him. Or she was not appealing to you. So much so that you couldn't look beyond the physical appearance. The man has made his choice. What if someone actually went to tell him to his face? I see cases where people get married and they are not posting their husbands. People get married and they are not posting their wives. Could it be because they have regarded this person as not befitting in the eyes of society to avoid drags and what have you? Nigerian for good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Good afternoon to you.
Chinke Daniele Modito Zako.
You're welcome.
Yes, on the subject matter. I think all one needs to do is parental care. It is important because every parent wants his child to be great, to be good. But that of friends, colleagues, and all the rest of them, my sister, many of them are envious of your status, even no matter how close they are to you, may not like you that much. But that of parents, I think all they need is to advise you that, on how you will go about it, and that sweetie, that one day somehow, when it starts getting a little bitter, that you have to endure. That is their own advice. But on that of your colleague and other ones, be careful. As you are there now, Didi, I don't know whether if you are not married, Didi, please be careful with your friends, your colleagues, you people today on social media and all the rest of them. Don't heed to the advice to do what we favor you. Thank you very much.
If you're asking that question about my marital status, then it means you have not been listening to me, because some of the things I share are quite personal. But thank you very much. Nigerian folk, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
My name is Remy.
Your name is?
Remy Juice.
Remy, welcome, Remy.
Thank you very much. So over the subject matter you're discussing, when it comes to marriage, a lot of things are involved. Some people are not really honest with their opinion. It is very, very important to get to know people's opinion or the background of their suggestion or their opinion, how honest they are. But then, over time, people's, I would say, in relationships, people's opinion hit the marriage, which is like a wall. So it depends on how strong the wall is. Over time, it will be eroded. When people are telling you how your spouse is, as they are saying that.
Oh, this network, you have to behave yourself. Oh, yes, I will not forget the one that is almost always in the news. Vicky James. When Vicky James when she got married to her husband, Femi. Do you read the comments? People were calling her Mr. Vicky and the husband Mrs. Femi. Because you know her. And from what you see her show, she's well-to-do. I mean, the Vicky James. And you may not know Femi to know whether he's a big man or not. People just assumed that she's the one with the money. She calls the shots. And whatever union exists between those two will not last. I mean, you can only imagine people wishing a relationship that has just started to end. Don't worry, very soon he'll be tired. Vicky, you're doing this. And then at some point I said, what if this guy reads this comment? And then it gets to him. So much so that he starts to say, did I make a right choice marrying her? Should I have gone for someone way, way, way lower than myself? Should I have gone with... I'm just saying, I don't even know. I mean, for all I know, this man could be a silent millionaire. The one that doesn't loud things. Between the both of them, you can clearly tell who is the shower, who is the one who would want to. And it's all part of branding, marketing, packaging, you name it. What if the guy is a silent millionaire who had been sponsoring a lot of these things low-key? We never would know. But people have already classified them as two opposites. Why? Why can't we just be happy for someone who says, hey, I found a wife, I found love? Why do we go the path of doubt? Why are we in the habit of doubting any love or union between two opposites? Yesterday I was online and the what's it called? Is it the logarithm now? Logarithm, yeah. He brought up something and I started searching deeper. She's quite popular in River State. So I'm not going to mention a name, but physically she's challenged and she's stuck to a wheelchair. But she's married. And she would post pictures of her and her husband happy, dancing. The husband too will share those posts on his own page. And then come and see comment session. Guy, talk to you. You dey happy. Guy, talk to you. When the contract go end, make you for go find woman wey fit you. Who told you that the woman doesn't fit him? Guy, how you dey manage safe? There's some things I read. I can't say it on air, but I had to go and check that this person is not either following me or this person is not my friend, because I would automatically unfriend and block. I just wanted to be sure that I didn't have such toxic persons in my space. And these things were hurtful things. I was not the one married to her. I am not the lady But here I was feeling angry and feeling some type of way because some people believe that this man marrying me in this my condition is because maybe I was paid a huge sum to marry. I paid him a huge sum to marry me, or maybe it's a contract after some years or something. Why they cannot just be happy for me and my husband? Why they cannot just be happy for me and my wife? Why they have to say such slanderous things about my wife? And about me too. One says, yes, man just reduce himself because of money. I'm like, And then I did some digging. Forgive me, I'm a journalist. Sometimes the nose and ear for news takes me beyond. I just want to see one or two lines, and then before you know it, I'm digging. And I dug to, this relationship did not even start today. So if it was a contract, the contract should have elapsed a long time ago. These guys have been dating for a long time, since like 2017 or so, when he first put her picture on his wall, her profile picture. A lot of people were saying, she's so cute. He put they call it a headshot, right? Where you just show your face. You're not seeing the other part. A lot of comments, guys, she's sharp, nice. And then years later, they got married and they got to see her in full. The narrative automatically changed. It is no longer nice, guy, your eye sharp, guy. It is now, guy, what's in the sop? Over time, does this perception, this negative perception of your choice partner affect your decision to remain with them? Or does it solidify what you already have? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number remains 0809-030-6416. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Didi.
Good afternoon.
Ezekiel, calling from Ubumni.
Ezekiel, you're welcome.
Didi, if I may ask, what is choice?
You don't know what choice is?
Yes.
Okay.
Educate me, please.
All right. Between Gary and Fufu, which one do you like?
Okay.
Hold on. If I present Gary or Fufu, which one will you pick?
That is preferably now.
Yes. Which one will you pick if I offer you Gary or Fufu?
No, I am talking about.
I'm asking you a question. Answer. If I gave you Gary or Fufu, which one would you pick?
Didi, this is African style now.
I'm asking, why can't you just answer the direct question I asked you? You asked me a question, I'm trying to answer you. If I bring Gary or Fufu, which one will you pick? You pick pounded yam. Not Gary, not Fufu. Pounded yam is your choice. That's what choice means. Now go ahead.
Then if that is the case, I believe no amount of jealous, intimidation, and discouragement should lead somebody to restrain or to reject his or her choice. I don't know if you understand me.
I understand
you. Talking about choice in marriage. It is, or it was not your parents that found the man or the woman for you. You made the choice. You know what is unique in that person's body movement, laugh or smile, whatever way you see the person, that you admire that person to become your choice in which you want to spend your life with. I'm on the line.
You're on the line.
Fine. So for me, whatever thing that made me to pick a girl as my wife or spouse, whichever way we address it, no amount of discouragement will lead me to go back.
All right. Thank you, Ezekiel from Ubimini. Sorry we lost that call. On Facebook, Pi Festus says, good afternoon, Denise. Actually, to me, to an extent, people's perception don't mostly count when it gets to do with one's choice of partner, because most times their comments are born out of jealousy and bad belly. So, to say, the most important thing is do your own findings first, so as not to fall victim of untold circumstances. Because if you don't, at the tail end, these same people who were saying one thing or the other will now tell you, Unto, Shebi, we told you. Unto. All right. This one says, Didi, mouth is meant to wag. But if you love that your choice of partner, you go ahead and forget what anyone will say. From Ipalibo Taylor Harry. Nigerian folk, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Calling from a chair.
You're welcome.
I was the one that called before my credit.
Oh, it was your airtime. Okay.
Yes. So what I was saying, marriage is a serious. Sometimes enter into it on seriousness. One's supposed to do a whole lot of things, confirm what you need. Sometimes people go for beauty when beauty is actually not what they are looking for. Then when challenges, issues of life come, the whole thing will not survive the test of time. So as it is, my people used to say, mouth is one, but there's many. So people have the habit of talking. They must surely talk. So if you have ₦1 million and you give out to people, they will say, he's showing us how much he has. And you keep the money and you not to give anybody. They say, you are super glued hand. So they use into indecision, into doing things that will not help them at the long run. So the thing is, you ask yourself, is this really what I want? If the answer is yes, you forget about what people are talking. It's your life, not those people's life.
Okay.
So you go ahead with your life. And another thing that is very important in this is that it is not good to expose. People make mistakes, maybe trying to please the public. They bring their thing public to public scrutiny and allow people to talk all that they have to talk. Really, all this talking, yes, it has effect at the long run. If you are exposed to maybe your marriage to maybe this kind of talks, with one of the partners may get offended, may have a cause to rethink, am I really doing the right thing and all of that. But then commitment is important. When you are committed, you know that this is what you want and you are committed. You leave whatever every other person say. And even such talk self is even a kind of spur of action for you to prove them wrong. Because the background is that some are not happy. Maybe you are lucky to get entangled with a guy. Maybe they don't say cherish. They want to talk you off. Or some people are just doing it for the talking sake. They just like to talk. So all these things shouldn't be the reason why you decide or undecide. But it should be about what you really want. So that is it. Relationship is like, all this talk is like on the foundation. So as you are exposed to these things, over time the thing may erode. Some people have a strong power, stronger than other people. Over time, people's pressure can make them change as they persist in sleep suggestions and all these things. The pressure will make them to maybe change, to reconsider. There's some people are so dogged with their decision. They stand and they stand. Whatever anybody say, they don't care. They don't give a damn. They move on with their life. So that's how it is.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Thank you, too. Nigerian folk, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, DG.
Good afternoon.
Because of the importance of this topic. You see, many miss their missing dreams. I am talking about the young one because of this. He's not cute. He's not your class. He's not that. And many in the marriage already. This is why you have many broken homes. It's not, not good enough for you. They begin to slick their fingers. Please run away from them. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Nigerian folk, good afternoon. Just a few seconds, please. Let me read messages. Didi, people will always talk. The Waziris are content creators on TikTok. The man is blind. A lot of people said nonsense about the wife. The couple ignored them. Now they don't tire. Dada from Umuebule. The issue of marriage and compatibility is a very personal issue. Normally, you have to go where you have peace or whatever you desire in life in the long run. Most of the time, it is not about beauty or money. It's about personal choices. Dan Hope from Transamadi. Didi, good afternoon. To me, choices should depend on the person who is going to get married and not the family or friends. And what about the family and friends? Over my dead body. You will not marry that old woman, no. So whether she's old enough, other than me, is what you want to come and marry. Never. It will not happen. We'll not give you our blessings. What happens there? Back to your message. Let the choices of who to marry come from the person who wants to get married. The family or friends are not going to be there. And not there one going into it. My name is Moses. Thank you, Moses. I think this should be my final call. I need to do my second draw on one play. Andrew for good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Honorable from Nkoro.
You're welcome.
For me, family and friends are important to give advice. I know both of you will be in the house, or you will get to the house after the marriage. You can advise yourself. Because when I want to marry my wife, I had advice from people. I take the advice, and the advice I take today is keeping my marriage on. So you must take advice. Or some kind of advice that you will take. Go and sleep and think about it before you take the decision. Thank you very much. God bless you for this topic.
Thank you so much. Now, this message says, a lot of people are miserable and envious and want others to be like them. Miserable, envious, and want others to be like them. I smiled when I heard you mention Vicky James and her husband, because though I'm not as open as she is, some people have similar assumptions about me and my other half. And they look, then they laugh, because between me and my husband, he's the one with a lot more money. I'm the one in the media, so there's a way I dress and there are places I go. He's more low-key, naturally, and he's not into showbiz. So there's no requirement for him to go to certain places or dress a certain way. However, I am not even going to lie. There are rooms that my celebrity and bank account balance cannot take me, that his love, money, and connections have put me in. Someone said you mentioned status, size, or color. What about someone with bad character and you want your brother about his intending wife? He tagged me as jealous of him, claiming he's in love from AB. Two opposites. It could be anything. The one with the I don't mention this one. There are people that you know that this one is a woman of easy virtue. You know women of easy virtue, right? And you know the man that is promiscuous. Maybe use the word, both of them are promiscuous. You know. They are opposites. This one will rather not. And this one, and you say, guy, what you go find for dear now? Guy, what did they do? You God forbid, never. You will never marry this one. Nollywood movies. But even in the Bible, wasn't a particular prophet ordered? Or, what's the word? If I say ordered, would it come out right? Wasn't he, somebody help me with the Bible. Wasn't he commanded to get married to a harlot, Gomer? Gomer is the name. Leave people and their choices alone. If he fails, let it be on them. Stop questioning them. Stop asking how they are going to kiss. It's none of your business. The fact that they were bold enough to bring this union to the open shows that it is what they wanted. And even if they didn't bring it to the open, it is because of people like you that will not mind your business, that will curse and bully and be nice. Be genuinely happy for people. It's love. You can't explain it. How? Who told you can explain how two people, even the so-called two people that seem so perfect together, are fighting every day off camera? Oh, you didn't know? Your so-called faves. They don't know having rosy all the time, and so they never have it rosy at all. But because they are so perfect together, he's tall, back, and handsome. She's so beautiful. She was made like a goddess, drop dead gorgeous, and all of that. When you see the two of them, you say, "Wow, sight for sore eyes." When our kids go fine, it mustn't be like that. The man can be finer than the woman. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't want to even know what Kobamsa Sukwa's wife faced when he approached her and they say, he wants to marry a blind man. But look at him today. The producer, maybe I should play one of his songs. Let me find something from Kobamsa Sukwa. All right, so it's time for my draw. Thank you so much for being a part of this conversation. I'll be back here on Thursday on the sunny side of life.